Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a products I bought because of the hype. What mistakes did I make? Like, what did I learn? Is much of my collection because of other people putting it out in front of me and hyping it up? So I actually have a good few products here today and I wanted to do it because I'll explain as I go along. But if you're interested in seeing that, then just keep watching. So the first product I bought because of the hype is a Colourpop palette. All Colourpop palettes are hyped in the sense that in Europe it's not very accessible. So it's a bit of a big deal for us to go to the bother of getting it over to Ireland. So the first palette I bought because of the hype is the Dream Street and Kathleen Lights. Now I know a lot of people love this palette and that's fair, you know, that's for them, that's fine. However, I knew when I was seeing this online that the colour story was not speaking to me. You know, I knew it was going to be a big bother to get it over here. And I thought, you know, oh, well, maybe because everyone's hyping it up, it has to be good. Online photos are usually terrible at portraying palettes. Maybe there's just something that I'm not aware of. And I got it, and the formula is lovely. It's consistent with other Colourpop formulas. The shades are beautiful. I have all shades I have all these shades in my collection pretty much bar this shade. I did not enjoy this shade, but otherwise, like, I shouldn't have bought this because the colour story doesn't necessarily go, whoa, speak to me. It would have been an effort to get it here. It wasn't like it's something I can just get. And then the second, and then as well as that, I already have these colours in my collection. So I actually regret buying this and I shouldn't have done that. So I will learn from that is if something, no matter how hyped something is, if you know it really genuinely isn't speaking to you, just don't do it. The next thing I bought because of the hype is this Melt palette. The Smoke Sessions, I was told, this was hyped up so much, and generally, like, it will have to be hyped for me to be able to buy it because, you know, I'm going to have to ship it into Ireland. This is actually quite a heavy packaging. The colour story is beautiful and I absolutely love the colours that are in here. It did take me a lot of trial and error to figure out how to use this formula, the shimmer shades, because I have never owned a Melt before this. And I just, for me personally, I ended up having to spray a sponge tip applicator. But yes, I really like this palette now that I've figured out how to use it. Once I get a glitter glue, I'm sure that will work even better. I got this because of the hype, the Moonchild Anastasia palette. This palette was not available in Ireland. So when it first released in the US, Anastasia was not accessible to us in Ireland. So it was actually a good few years later when I actually purchased this and I got it on Beauty Bay and I regret it immensely. It's 50 something euros. I think it's beautiful. It's beautiful. The formula is nice. The bottom row is subtle and the top row is intense. I really do like it. However, I don't wear these shades. I normally eventually pan a product and I wouldn't wear this personally consistently enough to pan it. I should have just bought, because it's a duochrome, I should have just selected shades that suited me, but I totally got sucked into the hype of this and now I regret it. This one irritates me. This one irritates me so much. This is the only product I had in my collection from this brand. It is now, it's been decluttered and I'm giving it away and it's pretty much new. That formula is thick and crumbly for me and that shade is not my shade at all. I was trying to pick a shade online. I got this years ago before I knew anything about this actual individual and I'm getting rid of it, but I'm disappointed because it's so expensive. Cool tones, I was into cool tone shades at the time. Icy shades, sorry. This to me now is money in the bin. Money in the bin, that's how I feel about that. It actually frustrates me and that's the only reason I hadn't decluttered it up until the other day was because I was like, God, I spent so much money on this. But at the end of the day, I was not reaching for it. I just was not. Even if this was by God, I still wasn't reaching for it. Do you know what I mean? It's the actual product itself is not a colour or a texture that I actually like. I bought it because it was hyped up years and years ago. Years and years ago, I'm exaggerating, but it was hyped up such a long time ago and I hadn't even heard of them and it was just such a waste. You live and you learn. One product I did get because of the hype and I'm happy about is this one, the Modern Renaissance. So again, Anastasia was not accessible in Ireland, and at the point of this being released, you could purchase it on Beauty Bay, which is a UK website. So I was seeing this all over the place from US YouTubers, and I was just like, oh my God, this is fantastic. As soon as it was released on Beauty Bay, which was a little bit of a while after the US, I did purchase this. This was my first Anastasia purchase. I had never tried this formula, and oh my God, do I love it. Love the formula this. I personally love the poofy loofy poof of a formula. I don't know what it is, but I just enjoy it so much. I love it. Definitely got this because of the hype. I'm sure most people probably got it because of the hype. Obviously the colour story is perfect for me at the time. Like everyone was, and their mother I think was interested in this colour story. This next one, the Hourglass face palettes. This is the Ghost palette, and you know, Hourglass again wasn't really accessible, still kind of isn't. It's in one store that I'm aware of, but that is in one county in Ireland, and there is 32 counties here. And all I had to go off was YouTube. So, you know, there was no size ratio. I could just see this. This was 88 euros. An electricity bill, pretty much. So I could have used electricity for a month for the price of, in my house, for the price of this packaging. And when it arrived, or I got it home, I was like, what on earth? Now I know that this will take ages to finish, okay, and the product itself is beautiful, it's lovely. However, let me just show you. Okay, so this is what frustrates me. Excuse my dirty brushes, but I have two blush brushes, okay. I use both of these. However, this blush brush covers pretty much everywhere, so you're hitting everything. Let me just cover the mirror. So that's that brush out of the question. And then this blush brush, it will get, but it'll cover exactly the pan. So we're able to, but it's 88 euros, okay? This is the brush I use for bronzer. Do you see what I mean? And finally, this is the brush that I have for face powder. This covers nearly 3 pans. I need to actually purchase a brush or locate a brush that I already own that's not for like powder, that will fit into these pans and cover my whole face. And that really disappoints me. Not like, I think the packaging is lovely. I think the product itself is lovely, and perhaps I would get an individual, and I think it's cost effective in the sense that individual, like if you were to buy these individually, it cost you a fortune. I'm just so annoyed with how like hard it is to actually get it to work. I definitely bought these because I see every single YouTuber and their mother with these, and the packaging, sorry, the product looks so stunning with its marble. And I definitely love the product itself. I was just, my only understanding of any Hourglass was from online. And when it came, I was like, that is a coin. The size of a pan is a coin. Just bothered me, but sorry, I went off on a rant. I think everyone and their mother got this because of the hype. Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I bought this because of the hype. This is my second one. I have finished a full one of these before. When I was hearing about this on YouTube, Physicians Formula was not for sale in Ireland. The only website I knew that sold this was a French one, and I still went to the bother of ordering it from said French website, not knowing how to speak French. Eventually it got easier as time went on, and now it's available in some drugstores called Boots. But I definitely bought this because of the hype. I absolutely love it. Totally glad that I fell on that bandwagon. This one, the NARS Laguna Bronzer. Okay, so for me, this brand is very expensive. This was in 2019 when I purchased this. So it was so expensive, and you know, I didn't want like 38 euros, I feel. And I did not want to buy something that expensive without knowing. Does that make sense? Like at the time, I didn't want to purchase something without knowing. So because this one was so bloody hyped and everyone was going on about Laguna, I bought it. Now I have to use it more because I think it's too dark for me. And when I was looking at this, I was like, that looks too dark for me, but everyone loves it. So I must be wrong. And I needed someone else to tell me because it's so expensive. I don't think I should have, like, I'm going to use it more, but I should have listened to my gut here. Like, you know, it's very warm. It's kind of orange on me. I'll try it more, but I definitely bought this because of the hype. And in hindsight, perhaps I should not have done that. Juvia's Place. Juvia's Place, the Tribe palette particularly, but Juvia's Place is a brand. Never heard of them until whenever I bought this palette. I feel like it was 2019. I don't know, but either way, I had never heard of Juvia's, and they're an indie brand, and now we all have heard of them now, but they were all over YouTube. And when I saw this color story, oh my God, absolutely beautiful. I since have purchased the Warrior palette. This is beautiful. Hello. I definitely bought this because of the hype. I had never tried their formula, didn't know what I was expecting. However, there's a few YouTubers here, particularly in the panning community, when they were going on about it, I kind of trust, not that I don't trust big YouTubers, but I relate more to the panning YouTubers, and they would say it as it is. Like, I know for a fact, if it wasn't good, they'd be like, it's not good. They wouldn't be rude, but I just trust, I trust, I don't know, I can relate. So when they were saying this is unreal, I went and purchased it off Beauty Bay for a reduced price. It was 20% off, and I bought it reduced, and I'm really happy about it. It was 2019. I want to do quick ones because they're in my hand. Colourpop Super Shock shadows. I definitely bought them because of the hype. I had nothing comparable to it over in Ireland, so I ordered from the US, waited 3 months for it to come, and paid customs, and I don't regret it. I absolutely love them. I think the formula is totally unique to anything that we have over here. Next two, going to say them quickly, the Fenty glosses and the Stila glitter and glows. Fenty glosses, again, expensive, and like for products that are more expensive, well, for all products, I like to research products before I buy them. And I don't know in the US, but in Ireland, you certainly can't test products before you purchase them. You have to purchase them. I know MAC provides samples, maybe Charlotte Tilbury, but generally, this is actually for sale at the drugstore, in Boots specifically, and only in Boots as far as I'm aware. And I had no idea. So this was hyped about so hugely on the internet that I got 3 of them. How is that for irrational? I got 3 because I couldn't pick. Could not pick. I always wear clear lip gloss, or nudie brown ones. So I got the main 3. I actually really like them, so I do. Don't regret it. Same goes for this. I definitely purchased this because of the hype, because again, not accessible in Ireland very easily. I bought this in a shop called Marks and Spencer's. No, I didn't. I lie. Sorry. I bought it in TK Maxx, so it was reduced. So I paid €7 for this, and it's a full size. So part of me regrets it and part of me doesn't. I was fixated on these because everyone was using them in their videos and I really wanted them. However, like, I don't use them. So I'm going to be putting this into my Partners in Cream. It's just because I don't want it to expire, you know what I mean? And this shade is so me. I have 2, so I didn't go crazy. This next one is the Urban Decay Naked palette, and my one is completely gone. Yay! I will never live this down. I definitely got this because of the hype. So this was, I think, 2010. And I was in college and I had no income, like none. And I ended up subsequently getting a part-time job and working and doing college at the same time. But at the time, no income, and internet was also not like readily available. My battery is gonna go. It wasn't like easy access, so I couldn't really go on YouTube easily. I think we had dial-up. I don't remember. And then when I moved to college, you stuck the wire into your computer. What you call that? Anyway, I was watching videos, which in and of itself was a task, and these, as you know, was absolutely bloody hyped. And for Christmas, I must have been going on about it because my parents don't normally get me makeup because they say it's too difficult. I must have been going on about this, and I got it for Christmas off my mother and father, and it was my only eyeshadow palette, and I use it every single time I did my makeup. I got this because of the hype, the Sofx Makeup Revolution highlighter palette. I shouldn't have bought this. I regret doing this. This was a bad decision on my part. It doesn't matter if something is €2 or €200. I want to make a purchase that like represents what I want and what I can afford and what is realistic for my own life, and not because Mary has it or John has it, but because I actually want it and I don't have like the exact same thing in my collection. I had the other Sleek palette in my collection with similar shades to this. I knew I didn't enjoy the Sleek formula on my textured skin, and because everyone was going on about it, I was like, well, what really do I know? I mean, surely if everyone likes it, then I'll like it. Colours are beautiful. Hello, they really are beautiful. They're just not nice on my skin. Boom, texture, and it sits on top, it doesn't melt in on me. I've seen them on other people and they're beautiful, but on me, I don't know why. I don't know why, but I shouldn't have done it, bought it because of the hype. These two, I definitely got this because of the hype. I ordered it online, the Wet n Wild Comfort Zone. I've decluttered this, I just wanted to show you guys before I got rid of it. It's an eyeshadow, and I kind of regret it because I definitely only got it because everyone was going on about it, like realistically. And then this Too Faced Chocolate Bronzer Soleil. I don't regret this. Everyone said it smelled like chocolate. To me, when I hear smell like chocolate, I think chocolate. To me, it smells like artificial chocolate, like if you're to purchase hot chocolate to make in a drink, that kind of a chocolate. But I don't regret it. I really do like it. It is a matte bronzer. It is expensive, but I don't regret it. This palette here, this is the Charlotte Tilbury Glogasm palette, and I got this last summer in July and in Lightgasm, and I don't regret it. Definitely got it. It was really expensive. Gina, I think it was like 75 euros. Very, very expensive. And I got it for myself for my own birthday. I bought myself a birthday present. I bought myself a birthday present, and I don't regret it because it's absolutely bloody beautiful. I saw this on the internet. I saw this hyped up on YouTube, and I saw it on like Trend Mood and like Charlotte Tilbury ad videos everywhere with applying it to this girl with fantastic skin, and ooh, it was gorgeous. So I burst in and got it. I don't even know how to say it. This is the Natasha Denona Gold. So it took me 10 years of getting makeup to be able to get up the courage to purchase something as expensive as this. Oh Lord, I don't regret it. Absolutely delighted. This is my Charlotte Tilbury Gold palette. It is Charlotte Tilbury. It's my Natasha Denona Gold palette. This is the most expensive brand, I think, that I've ever just went and bought. I definitely wouldn't have bought it on a whim, and I definitely wouldn't have bought it without like 10 years of getting to that point. The formula is really, really nice. The shimmers I'm still getting used to. The mattes are absolutely beautiful. It is so expensive. I purchased it recently. So like recently as in within the last couple of months. It took a lot to get to that point, I have to say, but definitely bought this because of the hype. It was everywhere. Natasha Denona was everywhere. I hadn't heard of her before YouTube, and I don't regret it. It's not that I wouldn't do it again. Again, it just depends on what I could afford at a particular time, but I bought this because of the hype. I don't regret it. I nearly died when the postman came. This was coming out, I think 4 years of YouTube videos I was watching. The Tarte blush palettes, you know, the ones that come out at Christmas. So why does everything come out at Christmas when no one has money? Or like, well, not when no one has money, but you have to buy, you're getting presents for everyone else. You can't, like, Christmas is expensive. So why is all the exciting stuff come out at Christmas when you're least likely to have money for yourself? Surely. But anyway, this was coming out, like, I would see Tarte's, again, it's not accessible in Ireland. You'd have to ship it from the US and pay customs on it once it gets here. But anyway, this was coming out every Christmas, and every year I would want it because it would be like 45 euros, and it would be so good considering each of these pans cost expensive individually. So I really wanted it every bloody year, but obviously I couldn't get it. You know, I could not get it. So I think it was 3 or 4 years of Christmases, and then Porrick got it for me for Christmas. So he got it because of the hype. I wanted it for 3 years, so this was like a 3 or 4 year kind of want, and I don't regret it. And guys, value for money, this took me 2 years of almost panning it solely to finish. So yeah, but I'm so happy about this one. This one is special, definitely because of the hype. Definitely love it. Three more. Another Charlotte Tilbury product. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Bronze and Glow. I will hide my bronzer. This is the highlighter and bronzer. It is like 50 euros. It is quite expensive. The Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer is much more affordable and tops this. For me, this is bad and bougie. Like you're probably just paying for packaging. I don't know. There's 16 grams of product here, so there is 8 grams in each pan. It takes such a long time. I know I've used one of these pans over 70 times, and we still have pretty much the whole pan left. So would I recommend you go out and get it? Of course not. You know, it's all up to yourself. But I am happy that I do have it. If I finished this, I wouldn't go get it again because I've gone through the experience. If my collection was now down to 1 or 2 bronzers, then I would consider it again. And 2 more. Ofra, she is new. Is it a she? I don't know. I feel like it's a she. We'll just go with she. Ofra is new to my life. This particular one is in Star Island. So I've been hearing about this again for years on the interweb, and I went through a phase of not buying highlighter. Well, I went through a no buy and a low buy, and I wasn't buying highlighters. And then when I went back on a no anything, just be conscious, because I was doing it for like 4 years, I didn't, go and buy highlighters, but I kept seeing Ofra's stuff everywhere, and it just looked so cool, and the packaging looked amazing, and I really was getting FOMO. I really bloody wanted to try it. God, it was everywhere, but you couldn't get it. Now you can get it on Beauty Bay. I don't regret it because it was driving me mad for years. Last product, guys. I wonder how long this video is because I know we're recording over 30 minutes. The Jouer products, particularly their duos. So, never heard of Jouer before YouTube. Never heard of it at all. Again, couldn't justify buying something so expensive, and then I kept seeing these blush duos everywhere. God, ranking videos, favorites, project pans, hauls, you name it. And every time you'd see it, you'd be like, oh wow, So I go online. Online websites I find useless for photos, useless in showing you what a product is like. Okay, so I thought that all of them had a matte side, and a shimmer side. That is not correct. However, I couldn't pick based on the websites what colors, so I did get a few. I don't know if I was doing that, but I got the mini. I wish they all came in mini sizes because we know how long a blush takes to use. It takes at least a year to 2 years. Like these Jouer duos, absolutely, because of the hype. The packaging is kind of relatively heavy. I wonder how many products that was. Let me know what you bought because of the hype. Do you regret it? Are you happy enough with it? Have you learned something from it? I think this exercise has been helpful for me because I know now, don't be doing things because other people think it's cool. Like I was younger, as well, I mean, I didn't feel sure of my own decisions. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. Let me know how you feel about what I just said. And I'll see you the next time. Please do subscribe. Take care. Bye.